What are new strategies for expanding abortion access in the U.S.? I'm here with Susan Yano from abortionpillinfo.org, and I'm Kathy Bertilli from theintimacydojo.com. And Susan, you're talking at this year's Woodhull Sexual Freedom Summit on this, new strategies for expanding abortion access in the U.S., challenges and opportunities. Could you tell us a little bit about your talk?
So actually the organization I work with is called Women Help Women. It provides abortion pills through telemedicine to over 80 women in over 80 countries, not to the US or Canada, but last year we launched a project, abortionpillinfo.org, in the US, which is called SAS, Self-Managed Abortion, Safe and Supported, so that people through a secure portal can ask any questions they might have of counselors who are actually based outside the US. In English or in Spanish, if they've been able to get the medicines and they want to do this on their own.
Wow.
And this is a way to expand access because unfortunately, clinics are closing every month. Women are traveling, Ireland just voted to change their law and women have to fly from, say, Dublin to London. And right now people in the US travel actually further than that to get to a clinic and save services.
And if you're well-to-do, it's not such a big deal. But if you're living paycheck to paycheck and don't have a car, it's like it's a tremendous burden.
Well, the impact of every restriction falls disproportionately on low-income and rural people. But why should anybody have to travel for a healthcare procedure that 1 out of 4 of us in the U.S. is going to have in our lifetime?
Wow.
It's simply an attempt to shame and stigmatize a healthcare procedure. Men don't have to wait 72 hours or travel across the country for something that is so common and so easy. And part of the reason I really want to talk at Woodhull about this is because I believe that everybody with a uterus needs to understand about menstruation.
Mm-hmm.
They need to understand about consensual sex. They need to understand about healthy sexuality, they need to understand about contraception, and they need to understand about abortion pills and how they work. Because this is how we have the power of expressing our sexuality without fear of pregnancy.
Well, I think it's so sad. I have a friend whose son has just gone through sex ed in 7th grade, and he was terrified. It wasn't a loving explanation. It was like, if you touch a girl, you're going to get all these diseases and everything's going to fall off. And he's like, I'm never having sex. And I think that's what they were aiming for, actually. But he's now scared. He's like so stigmatized around it. And it's so sad.
It's very sad. And I think it's equally sad that people are being treated as if pregnancy is a punishment. Mm-hmm. That if one wasn't responsible and didn't do the right thing and happened to fall pregnant, then you played, you pay. And what I think abortion pills do is give all of us the option, if the contraception fails, if the sex wasn't consensual, mm-hmm. if we forgot, if we're human beings, whatever the reasons that we have a pregnancy that we have decided for whatever reasons we are not ready to become a parent. That huge responsibility. At this point in our lives, abortion pills are a safe answer. And these are the exact same pills that people get in clinics, that people get all over the world. And they are overly restricted in the US. There is no reason it should be so difficult to use these pills. I mean, we trust people to manage diabetes at home. How can we not trust people to swallow a pill on their own?
I think it might be partly because it's the female in our society, especially our government, is viewing it more and more that somehow a female is not responsible or not able to make good decisions for herself.
Well, I think our government doesn't trust anybody except rich white men, but won't go because I know that's not really what we're supposed to be talking about.
Yeah. But it's related, but
the abortion stigma is disproportionately, it's put on people who identify as female. And the people who suffer the most, as you said at the beginning, people with means, even before abortion was legal in this country, people with enough money.
They'd fly to Sweden or
make abortion. But it has always been that it is low-income folks, rural people who can't exercise their constitutional right to abortion and their human right. And so what these pills do is, even in places where there is access to a clinic, it offers an option.
Mm-hmm.
Because it may well be, one could feel more comfortable taking these at home, not having to go through picket lines, not having to sit all day in an office to do something as simple as small pill. And I think the advantage of these pills is there are websites, not just ours, but many websites, with excellent information.
Mm-hmm.
The unique part of our website is that if the website isn't quite clear or somebody's just anxious, they can, email a counselor and get really good support.
Well, yeah, when we're scared, we don't think well. I know my IQ drops significantly if I'm really nervous about something.
And the other piece is, in many states, people have been arrested for using these pills on their own. We've had 18 people charged with the crime. The first one was in my state, Massachusetts, so it's not just the red states.
Yeah.
And with good information, people can understand that what these pills do is they cause a miscarriage.
Mm-hmm.
A miscarriage happens in 15 to 20% of all pregnancies. So if a person needs to go and get medical care, they can. They just need to say they're having a miscarriage. Yeah. And if people know that, it really minimizes their legal risk. So the point of SAS is both to give good medical information, to support people's options, and to minimize the legal risk.
I think I watched what happened. I lived in Texas a number of years, like when this all, Wendy Davis and and just shutting down clinic after clinic after clinic until it was only a few left in the very wealthier areas. And they literally have to travel a day by bus to stay overnight. And then they had to look at a picture and then stay for another. Yeah. And it was just like, no, the people that could afford to do that could have gone to a different state to not have to go through all that. But the people that couldn't, they were stuck.
Right. And I think, Texas has gotten a lot of attention because of the horrible laws. But, we have 7 states now with one clinic in the entire state. And these are big rural states: South Dakota, North Dakota, Missouri, Mississippi, Wyoming. So, these are very rural states. People are driving hours and hours and hours. And if there's a 24 or 48-hour waiting period, they have to go get their counseling and then come back. So it's, we want to talk about abortion pills because we want people, first of all, to understand them and not be afraid of them, whether they're getting them at a clinic or trying to use them on their own. That these, people are afraid of the word abortion. People don't know what's going to happen when they go to a clinic. People are frightened and shamed and stigmatized, and these pills have the potential to break through that. Because knowledge is power.
Yes, it really is. And freedom in this case, too.
So if we know more about them, we can take control of our lives. So our team tries to present at conferences. We do trainings for small groups in rural areas. We have lots of stickers that we'll be bringing to Woodhull.
Wonderful.
And, our job is really to try to get the word out. That nobody needs to try something unsafe.
Yeah, the contrast with the option of like a back alley abortion of something like people dying or never being able to have children again or being ill for the rest of their lives versus taking a pill and being able to go on with their lives.
And we just, as the restrictions continue, and we know that it's not getting better in most states, and it's not getting better at the federal level with this gag rule, and we now have a proposed regulation that if a person has an unwanted pregnancy, their doctor can't even tell them what to do. They can't give them information. So information is power, knowledge is power, and if the government's going to try to take it away, we have to take it back. We have to take it back, and that's what the SAS project really is to say, you cannot take this away from me, and you will not take it away from me. And never again are people going to die from sharp objects or caustic objects or unsafe providers, because there is really good, we have a right to the technology. Mm-hmm. We have a right to 2018 medicines, and you're not gagging us.
Yeah, I'm really glad. Thank you so much for speaking out and speaking up. Like, I I love the freedom I have, and part of that freedom came from the fact that I didn't have to worry about a pregnancy, and I could, birth control was readily available to me, and if anything happened, I had the choice.
Yes.
And that let me,
Let's go backwards, and we're not going.
yes, we're not.
Oh.
Yes. So could you tell us why you chose to present why is Woodhull one of the venues you share this at?
We have shared this at a lot of conferences that are mostly attended by people who are involved in the struggle for abortion rights and for reproductive justice. And it's really important to sing to the choir. That's really good practice, and it's really good to get our own community on board, but this is a new community. This is another venue where people are thinking about sexuality in positive ways, but where there was no other content on abortion that I could see on the program. And I thought, well, I'm all about healthy sexuality and sex-positive identification, but if one has a uterus, there can be consequences.
Yes, there can.
And one can't, as you say, one can't fully enjoy their sexuality if they're afraid of consequences. And so that's why we were so thrilled that our panel was accepted at Woodhull.
Well, congratulations. There was a lot of competition, I know, so they must value the topic a lot.
I think there's a recognition that, contraception and reproductive health are part of healthy sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
So we're excited to present this, and my co-presenters, one of them is actually an OB-GYN who provides abortions and who's really interested in helping clinicians understand why maybe clinicians aren't always needed for such a simple procedure.
Yeah.
Great to have them if one needs a backup or if one wants the backup. But it's wonderful to have a very well-respected OB-GYN from the Washington, D.C. area joining us to talk about, as a doctor, why she supports people who may choose to do this on their own.
Yeah.
And we'll also be talking about the need to decriminalize this.
Yes.
Why should it be against the law to take a legal medicine?
No, I'm so glad you're speaking on this, and I look forward to hearing your talk. Before we wrap up, are there if someone wants to find out more, I know that there's abortionpillinfo.org, and what was the other site you said?
No, so the name of the project is SAS, but that is the
Okay,
list.
great.
If somebody, we're part of an international organization, which is Women Help Women, which is women.org. And on both sites, one can find all the instructions about how to use the medicines. Women Help Women also has a lot of information about how to use contraceptives. And it's in a Q&A format, so somebody could pretty much get any question answered. But if they have more, they can email to info@womenhelp or info@abortionpillinfo.org. And if they have a question, they can fill out a little form that simply asks what state they're in, how many weeks pregnant they are, what's a nickname that they might like to be addressed by, and ask their question.
Wow.
And it is a secure portal. They will get back a randomized web link, and the information on that link will disappear after 7 days. So there'll be no evidence in their electronic device that they ever asked about this.
What a wonderful resource. And thank you so much.
We're excited, and we're just excited to let more people know about it. So look forward to seeing you at Woodhull.
Yeah, me too. Susan, thank you for taking the time. If you're watching this and you have questions or comments, please leave them below. We'll try to get back to you.